Imagine hearing a single life lesson that is as powerful as reading 100 books. Life is a mirror, reflecting what we give. Today, let's embark on a journey through small but deeply meaningful stories that will touch your heart, inspire your soul, and remind us all of the beauty of human kindness. The first story, The Last Gift. There was once an old carpenter who had spent his entire life building houses. He had worked hard, but over time, his enthusiasm began to fade. He longed to retire and spend his remaining years with his family. One day, he told his employer that he wanted to quit. His boss, though understanding, had one final request. "Please build me just one more house. After this, you are free to go." The carpenter reluctantly agreed, but because his heart was no longer in it, he used cheap materials and rushed through the work. He cut corners wherever he could, just wanting to finish quickly. When the house was finally completed, the employer smiled and handed him the keys. "This house is my gift to you," he said. The carpenter was speechless. If only he had known that he was building his own home, he would have done it with much more care. Now, he was forced to live in a house built with his own neglect. Everything we do is a reflection of ourselves. Build your life with care and dedication, because one day you will have to live with the results. The second story, The Choice of a Farmer. A devastating flood once hit a small village. A farmer, caught in the rushing waters, managed to grab onto a tree. As he looked around, he saw his wife struggling to stay afloat on one side and his child on the other. He had to make a choice. He could only save one of them. Without thinking, he reached for his wife and pulled her to safety. When the flood subsided, people in the village began whispering behind his back. Some said he had made the right choice. After all, he and his wife could have more children in the future. Others said he was cruel. His wife could marry another man, but he would never get his child back. One day, a young man approached him and asked, "Why did you choose to save your wife instead of your child?" The farmer sighed. "I didn't have time to think. She was the one closest to me. I acted on instinct. If my child had been closer, I would have saved him instead." The young man thought about the farmer's words. He realized that in moments of crisis, people do not make decisions based on logic or morality. They act on instinct, shaped by years of experience and emotions. In critical moments, we act not on logic, but on instinct. Overthinking can sometimes paralyze us. The important thing is to accept our decisions and move forward. The third story, The Strength of Teamwork. Two travelers lost in the wilderness stumbled upon an old man. Seeing their exhaustion, he gave them two gifts, a fishing rod and a basket full of fresh fish. The first traveler eagerly took the basket and began eating. He filled his stomach, but soon after, he ran out of food. With no way to get more, he grew weak and eventually perished. The second traveler, determined to survive, chose the fishing rod. However, by the time he reached the river, he was so hungry and weak that he collapsed before he could catch anything. Meanwhile, two other travelers came across the same old man. Instead of splitting up, they decided to work together. They ate the fish sparingly, conserving their energy until they reached the river. Once there, they used the fishing rod to catch more fish. Over time, they built a shelter, learned to farm, and thrived. Success isn't just about talent or resources, it's about how well you use them. More importantly, teamwork and cooperation can turn even the smallest opportunity into lasting success. The fourth story, The Misplaced Strengths. There was once a skilled craftsman from a distant land. He had spent his life weaving the finest grass sandals, while his wife was known for making exquisite white silk. One day, they decided to leave their homeland and seek a better future in a faraway country. Before they left, their friends warned them, "The people in that land do not wear sandals. They prefer walking barefoot." and their women do not wear silk scarves. They let their hair flow freely. Determined to prove their skills useful, the craftsman and his wife set up a shop. But day after day, no customers came. Their once prized talents had no value in this new place. Eventually, with no choice left, they abandoned their crafts and adapted to the needs of the people around them. The man became a potter and his wife a baker. Only then did their lives prosper. No matter how talented you are, success depends on applying your strengths where they are needed. Understanding the world around you is just as important as mastering your skills. The fifth story, The Three Doctors. A great king once invited a famous physician to his court and asked, "Among you and your two brothers, who is the best doctor?" The physician replied, "My eldest brother is the best, my second brother comes next, and I am the least skilled." Surprised, the king asked, "Then why do you have the greatest reputation?" The physician explained, "My eldest brother prevents illness before it even begins, so his patients never fall sick and never need him. My second brother treats illness in its early stages, so people only see him as a healer of minor ailments. But I only step in when sickness has worsened, performing dramatic surgeries and saving people on the verge of death. That is why I'm famous." True wisdom is preventing problems before they arise, rather than dealing with crises after they have happened. These stories remind us that wisdom comes in many forms, from knowing when to adapt to focusing on what truly matters and understanding that prevention is the best solution. May these lessons inspire you to live with awareness, compassion, and a readiness to face life's challenges with an open heart. Remember, every day offers a new story. Make yours one worth telling.